Antigua and Barbuda, we recognize the synergy between the public and private sectors is essential for pioneering sustainable tourism initiatives. Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, let me first start by thanking the organizers of the forum for bringing together the high caliber of presenters and by extension presentations that we have had over the last 2 days. And I hope today won't be any exception to that. I also want to thank you for the invitation to be able to speak today on behalf of the government and people of Antigua and Barbuda. So today I will try to show, using Antigua and Barbuda's initiatives, how sustainable investments in tourism can transform this sector into a force for global development and environmental resilience. Imagine, if you will, standing on a pristine beach where turquoise waves kiss white or pink sands. Now picture that same beach a decade later, littered with plastic, overcrowded, its coral reefs bleached. This is not inevitable. It's happening now. Tourism, one of the world's largest industries, stands at a crossroads. Antigua and Barbuda boasts 365 beautiful beaches. Both islands together are 440.3 square kilometers in area. In 2024, we welcomed over 330,000 visitors by air, over 800,000 by cruise, and 18,000 by yacht. A total of over 1 million visitors, or 10 times our population. This is a 21% increase over the 2023 totals, an 11% increase over our best year, 2019. We converge here in Berlin to discuss the pivotal themes of international business, sustainable investments, and environmental stewardship as foundations for global development, democracy, and peace. The global tourism industry accounts for nearly 10% of the world's GDP and supports 1 in 10 people worldwide. However, the rapid expansion of the industry has often come at a steep environmental cost. Deforestation, over-tourism, loss of biodiversity, and excessive carbon emissions. This has led to a fundamental shift. Governments and investors alike are recognizing that economic prosperity must align with environmental responsibility. Sustainable tourism is no longer a niche market. It's becoming the standard for responsible growth. In the Caribbean, tourism contributes over 30% to GDP. In Antigua and Barbuda, tourism accounts for approximately 60% of the nation's GDP. This sector also plays a crucial role in job creation, directly and indirectly supporting over 46% of our national employment. Further, the Caribbean is one of the most tourism-dependent regions in the world. Yet, we are also on the front lines of climate change, experiencing rising sea levels, more intense hurricanes, and coral reef degradation. The challenge before us is clear. How do we grow our economies while preserving our environment? Our approach is anchored in public-private partnerships, strategic investment initiatives, and holistic dedication to environmental responsibility. There's an undeniable link between economic progress and environmental sustainability. As a tourism-dependent nation, we understand that our greatest economic asset, second only to our people, is also our most vulnerable resource, our environment. Tourism is often seen as an engine of economic growth, but the question we must ask is, at what cost? Around the world, we have witnessed the devastating consequences of unsustainable tourism: coastal degradation, over-tourism, loss of biodiversity, and communities left behind in the shadows of luxury developments. Jamaica's artist and activist Bob Marley's poetic line, quote, "Some people feel the rain, others just get wet," end of quote, speaks to the difference between mindful awareness and passive existence. Applied to climate change, this quote becomes a powerful metaphor for how humanity responds or fails to respond to the planetary crisis unfolding around us. However, tourism, when approached responsibly, is a powerful force for sustainable development. It has the potential to drive green investments that create jobs while protecting ecosystems, support local businesses and empower communities, ensuring that prosperity is shared, and to promote cultural preservation and global connectivity, fostering peace and mutual understanding. In Antigua and Barbuda, we have embraced sustainability as a core pillar of our economic strategy. But sustainability is not just an environmental responsibility, it's an economic necessity. Investors, governments, and businesses must work together to ensure that the economic growth does not come at the expense of future generations. In Antigua and Barbuda, we recognize the synergy between the public and private sectors is essential for pioneering sustainable tourism initiatives. Our strategy involves the following. 1, collaborative development projects, where we have engaged in partnerships that balance economic growth with ecological preservation. A notable example is the development of the Nobu Beach Inn in Barbuda, a over $200 million investment led by actor Robert De Niro. This initiative, while aiming to boost luxury tourism, has been approached with a commitment to protecting the island's natural beauty and ensuring that development aligns with environmental sustainability. 2, promoting destination stewardship, ensuring that investments benefit not just large corporations, but also small businesses, local artisans, and entrepreneurs. 3, commitment to green energy and climate justice. Antigua and Barbuda and Tuvalu recently secured a historic victory at the International Tribunal on the Law of the Sea, ICLOS, that confirmed that anthropogenic emissions constitute ocean pollution. This achievement opens new pathways for justice for small island states, both within ocean litigation, but also climate justice litigation. As for small islands, climate change and oceans are inextricably linked. Our climate justice activism has not stopped there. We also appeared before the International Court of Justice and made arguments for climate damage compensation. While the judgment is currently still pending, we believe that this matter is not just about financial redress, but about justice, ensuring that those most responsible for climate change contribute to resilience building in vulnerable nations like ours. These funds that are rightfully owed to islands such as ours can be directed towards climate adaptation projects, including sustainable tourism infrastructure, coastal protection, and renewable energy development. Our nation is also committed to achieve 100% renewable energy in Barbuda by 2030. This initiative aims to make Barbuda a model of sustainable living, powered entirely by solar and wind energy. This will not only reduce our dependence on fossil fuels, but will also attract eco-conscious travelers and investors, positioning Barbuda as a leader in sustainable tourism. 5, transitioning all public buildings to solar power is another ambitious step taken by my government. This move exemplifies leadership in clean energy adoption, setting the foundation for the broader private sector and tourism industry to follow suit. 6, our Destination Stewardship Council brings together government entities, private businesses, non-governmental organizations, and communities to collaboratively oversee and coordinate sustainable tourism development. This council ensures that all stakeholders have a voice in preserving our natural and cultural resources. Sustainable investment prioritizes people, planet, and prosperity. It's about building infrastructure that respects ecosystems, training locals as stewards, and ensuring profits circle back to communities. So what is our commitment to sustainable investments? To attract and reward businesses that prioritize environmental sustainability, Antigua and Barbuda has implemented the following incentives. 1, tax exemptions and concessions. We offer reductions on various taxes and fees for eco-friendly hotel developments, ensuring that new properties adhere to sustainability standards. And 2, Sustainable Island Resource Framework, the SURF Fund. Established under the Environmental Protection and Management Act, the SURF Fund supports projects focused on climate change, adaptation, mitigation, and environmental management. Our nation's dedication to sustainability is also evident through various initiatives, including membership in the Global Sustainable Tourism Council, GSTC, reflecting our resolve to adhere to international sustainable standards. Adoption of the Green Fins program, promoting environmentally friendly diving and snorkeling practices to protect marine ecosystems. Legislation banning single-use plastics, styrofoam, and harmful sunscreen chemicals to safeguard our natural resources. The recent completion of the Barbuda International Airport is a testament to our commitment to sustainable development. This facility is designed to boost tourism while adhering to environmental standards, ensuring that growth does not come at the expense of our natural heritage. As leaders in business and government, we must redefine what it means to invest in tourism. It is no longer just about profit margins. It's about people, planet, and prosperity. We need public-private partnerships that drive innovation in sustainable tourism, investment incentives for companies that prioritize environmental and employee responsibility, and stronger global cooperation to ensure that sustainability is at the heart of economic policy. In conclusion, the theme of this forum reminds us that economic development, democracy, and peace are deeply connected. A world that invests in sustainability is a world that invests in stability, equality, and long-term prosperity. Mali's quote-unquote rain falls on everyone, just as climate change affects all life on Earth. But its impacts are not equal. Marginalized communities, often least responsible for emissions, bear the brunt of droughts, storms, and food insecurity. To quote-unquote feel the rain means confronting these injustices and recognizing that resilience requires collective effort. It's about shifting from exploitation to stewardship, learning from indigenous wisdom that has long understood how to quote-unquote feel and harmonize with nature. Antigua and Barbuda stands as a testament to how small island nations can lead in sustainable tourism through strategic public-private partnerships, attractive investment incentives, and a steadfast commitment to environmental responsibility. We invite global investors, policymakers, and industry leaders to join us in fostering a tourism sector that not only drives economic prosperity, but also safeguards our planet for future generations. Finally, in the words of Kenyan activist Wangari Maathai, quote, "We owe it to ourselves and to the next generation to conserve the environment," end of quote. Sustainable tourism isn't a niche, it's a necessity. Let us invest not just in holidays, but in heritage, not in quick profits, but in lasting legacies. Together we can turn tourism into a tide that lifts all boats on a thriving, resilient planet. Thank you.